Today's topic is the more you know about people that you meet, the less you like them. Yeah, you ever get that happen? I'm sure you have. I don't like that feeling. I don't like meeting somebody that I have high regard for. And then you know a little more about them, you know a little more, and you say, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I feel that. I'm down with that. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, after weeks, days, weeks, months, a year, after knowing them, they'll say one little bit of fuckery that doesn't sit well with your boundaries, pisses you the hell off, changes the whole dynamic. Yeah, I'm sure you've experienced it. I believe it. Well, to me, it's not a nice feeling. Then, oh man, I gotta make a decision on this person, male or female. That trip I thought I was gonna take with that person, I'm gonna spend it on myself now. Because if they said one word, one sentence, one bit of disrespect, one dark thing they told you that you didn't have to know. I didn't have to know that. Yeah, I know, punk. You didn't. You didn't have to know that. See, as I talked about in one of my earlier vids, I have that way to draw people in. I'm a walking confession booth. Oh, I just killed somebody. I didn't want to do it. Well, it wasn't quite that bad, but you get the picture. It was something a little less bad like that, but you didn't like it, and it's right off the bat. You feel it, or it like went, and you walked home, and you didn't think you felt it, and then you sat down, lied down, turned off the television, turned off any kind of noise, pondered. You know, I didn't like that. I didn't like that this person shared that with me. It could be anything. Could be anything. I mean, I could give you some examples, but I don't want to gross anyone out. You have to use your imagination with this one. It could, what it is and what happened was that they overstepped your morals, they overstepped your boundaries, which more reason you have to put those in place. And I especially mean it with women, but we're talking about both sexes here. It's very unisex what I'm talking about. And even if you didn't lay down your boundaries to them, well, that's one of the reasons you're going to hear some trash that they just put in your ear or in your psyche. It could have been an action they did. Like, I'll give you an example. I love animals. I despise hunters. Any type of abuse or violence towards animals, I want to kill that person. I really do. I've never purposely hurt an animal in my life, ever. And my parents had their faults, but that's one thing they did teach me, was a love and respect for animals. But I had it deep within me because they were innocent like me, and they were very sweet and trusting, and they come up to me, and I have more an affinity with animals than I do with people. And they love you just the way you are. You don't have to be a certain way. But again, that's another subject. A good one, but it's where someone went too far on your boundaries. They overstepped them. And they thought the next time they ran into you that you'd be cool with it, and you weren't. And you don't have to be. Fuck them. Now, if it's somebody that you've known for years and you've had a good relationship up to this point, I really think you should work on it and talk it out. But if it can't be fixed, if they overstepped your morals, your boundaries, your beliefs, and disrespected yours, and laughed it off too, on top of it, cut them off, be ruthless. I used to. Give people the benefit of the doubt. We're all good Christians. Yeah, that's what a guy said at Summerstock, the program director. You know, we're all good Christians, in his lisp. Yeah, we had a good laugh about that statement. But maybe he meant well. His actions actually didn't match up with what he just said. And I remember what Susan, one of the teachers there at Summerstock in New Hampshire, I said, what do you think of David, the guy that said, we're all good Christians? She said, he's the most disgusting man I ever met. So, that'll give you an example, people. That was one good time we talked behind someone's back that I laughed at it once and brushed it off my back. Brushed it off my back. Like I said, I don't get into that too much. I was younger and more innocent, more trusting. I wanted to have a good time. I was Mr. Good Time. I was more adventurous, and I'm sure you will experience all that stuff in your life, and you'll enjoy it. But it teaches you who to hang around with and who not to hang around with. And okay, there was, getting back to this summer theater, I told you before I was an actor, and I am still sometimes, but that's not my profession. Never made a living at it. There was this aspiring actress, and me and my friend Gary, who were like this, we became really good friends. And I'm friends with him to this day, although he got married and has a couple kids, and things change. But love you, man. This girl that we thought we'd be tight with, like all hanging out together, you know, I think her name was Chris, but it doesn't really matter what her name is. This is years ago. She said, "Oh, I have a feeling we're going to be friends for years and all this stuff." And here's another thing, man. When people start, when you first meet them and they start making statements like, "I think we're going to be an item for years, or friends for years, or romantic partners for years," slap them on the side of the head, because they're a whack. And we found out that this girl was the same whack job, and she was backstabbing me and Gary, my friend. So we started. She wasn't that bright, actually. We both love sarcasm, so we turned it on to instant sarcasm to deal with her, because we were hurt. She was talking some trash about us behind our backs. And then she made a statement like, "Oh, can we have something more than this sarcasm?" And then, like, at the end of the summer stock, it was like the whole summer. Oh, this is going way back, man. This is in the early 80s. And I'm from New England, so I was in New Hampshire. A lot of the girls and guys, they were from different parts of the country, and a lot of them were really talented, and a lot of them were nice people. And the girl, Chris, she ended up like really hurt by the way we were treating her. So, you know, she reached out and gave us a big hug and said, "Oh, I'm really glad we worked this out." And we really did. We really did. I'm not to, cast aspersions on her or anybody else. It's just a learning experience that the more you know about somebody, the less you trust them. Simple as that. And her, as an example, that worked out. Although we had the contact sheet of who to stay in touch with, and I got a letter from some chick, Marianne, I think her name is Profeta. Very cool lady. She liked my sense of humor, and she wished me well, said you have a bright future in stand-up comedy and impressions, doing celebrity impressions, which was very sweet. And we wrote to each other a few times and stayed out of touch. And it was nothing personal, it was love. And I lost that letter, but I didn't mean to. It's just years passed. And you're gonna run into those kind of experiences. But the main thing is, be wary of thinking you got somebody sized up, and they think they've got you sized up, and there's a lot of misunderstandings, and you like that person at first, you like them a lot even, and then you find out the more you know about them, the less you like them. They'll just reveal something that they put their foot in their mouth, or you found out they're borderline psycho, or it's peer pressure. You don't want to be unpopular in the tribe, and we're all very cliquey, and we're all in these tribes. That's why I hate them. I hated school. I hate any of that unfriendly, you shut off, you try to make value judgments on somebody right off the bat, and usually you're fucking wrong, man. How many times are people wrong? Most of the time. And it takes a big man, a big person, which I am, that will admit it. Even the great Napoleon, greatest military genius in history, could apparently admit when he was wrong, and he had a huge ego. So what does that tell you? If somebody that great can admit, take responsibility, admit they were wrong about something, then, like I can't do it? Sure I can. You can do it. Sure you can. Just do it. Just do it like Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A lovely day in the neighborhood. Won't you be, could you be, won't you be my neighbor? Maybe. But if I don't trust that neighbor trimming the hedges that wants to find out more information on me, I'm going to let him talk to the bees and the hummingbirds, and I'm going to be an ex-neighbor, or a neighbor that doesn't have time for that neighbor anymore, from something you shouldn't have shared with me, that you had the gumption to do. People have dissed me that way, and I don't have to talk about my impeccable character compared to most people's, because it's better than most people's. With me, what you see is what you get. So don't mess with that, with what you get. And most people's is what you see. You're going to get something much else later. So be prepared for it. Be aware of it. Be very aware, people. They'll fuck up. You know, it's like the old saying, give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves. They'll shoot themselves in the foot. They'll shoot themselves in their cliche. They will make a mistake that they weren't expecting to, and they'll say, oh, fuck. Why did I share that with them? Oh, they're gonna think I'm this way now. And some will get so embarrassed that they won't even show their face around you anymore, and they'll never give you an explanation. Why? Because you figured them out. You figured them out. Not always, but a good deal of the time. And they don't have to say a lot. It might be from body language, it might be from their actions. Actually, a lot of it isn't words. It'll be like, you'll be at a job and, you know, you thought these two people were on your side, and then one of them was, right? This makes sense to you. And the other they'll exchange these weird eyes, like, towards you. And then you know you fucking can't trust them. And don't. If they go against any of your beliefs, any of how you want to be treated as a person, cut that sucker off. I'm not saying be ruthless. I don't want to be the one to say you have to do that. You might have to. But you'll know. Believe me, you'll know. All you have to do is listen to the inner voice. Listen to yourself. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to your heart. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to share with you an experience that all of us experience. And when I talk to you in these videos, I really want to touch you universally, worldwide. I don't want to just America, because we have the most screwed up country on the planet. I'll be first to admit it. Yes, there's some great people in there, right here. The greatest, one of the greatest, but we'll get into how great in another video. Laugh at it, I don't care. You'll hear teachers that pop off this kind of poppycock or hot air, but I thought I'd share some of mine. Now you deal with it. But you have to watch out, man. You have to watch out, you know, for people you thought were tight with you. You thought they were part of your posse, even your gang, although I don't advise any of that bullshit. But too much of that gang activity. Too many pit bulls. There's a lot to think about. Just talk less and listen more. And I, a lot of times, more than ever in my life, like the sound of my own voice, because people wouldn't listen to what I had to say, and so I'd push it forward. I've learned more to really listen, especially, you know, intelligent, classy people you might meet at a party or an event you are invited to. It might be a seminar, something where more intelligent people, enlightened minds go to, and I prefer to go to that than bars and restaurants where you got some blabbermouth next to you and they're, you know, you're shooting a YouTube video next to you. It's like, I gotta deal with this shit. Put a salary cap on that ego. So, folks, I hope I helped you out. This is Life Force One, and hope I shared some of my life's wisdom with you. Gave you some examples, because, you know, I want to increase talk, really start a community, and be glad to answer questions. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next vid. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.